On the edge of town, where the moonlight barely touches the forest floor, lies Oak Street, home to a house with a dark past. Many have heard the rumors, but few dared to venture inside. Tonight, three friends, Lisa, Tom and Sarah, decide to test the legends. Armed with nothing but flashlights and curiosity, they stand before the rotting front door. As they step inside, the air grows cold. The floorboards creak underfoot, echoing through the abandoned house. A strange smell lingers, like something long forgotten. Suddenly, a loud thud comes from upstairs. The three friends freeze, their hearts racing. Was it just the wind or something more sinister? As they approach the stairs, a shadowy figure emerges from the darkness. It moves unnaturally, its limbs bending in ways that should not be possible. The friends scream, but their voices are drowned out by a deafening silence. Terrified, they bolt for the front door, but it slams shut with a violent force. The figure is closing in, its chilling laugh echoing through the house. With nowhere to run, they face the truth. The house was never abandoned. It was waiting for new victims to join the spirits trapped within its walls forever. So, remember this warning. If you ever find yourself near Oak Street at midnight, never step foot in the old house unless you're ready to meet the spirits who still haunt it.
The great outdoors, vast open free, but some places aren't meant to be explored. Alex loved the thrill of hiking alone, pushing past the well-worn trails into the unknown. But on this particular trip, he would come across something no one was meant to find. A fully set-up campsite, as if the owners had just stepped away for a moment, but never returned. The last entry was dated just 2 days ago. It read, "Something is watching us. We keep hearing it at night. We're leaving at sunrise." But the sun had risen, and they were nowhere to be found. A chill ran down Alex's spine. The air felt heavier, the trees too still. It was then that he heard it. It was coming from all around him, soft, breathy voices, speaking in a language he didn't understand. Then movement, a shape, just beyond the tree line, not walking, not running, but standing, watching. He shines his flashlight, nothing there. But when he lowers it, the whispers are in his ear. Alex doesn't wait. He grabs his pack, heart pounding, and starts running. The whispers follow, chasing him, laughing. Branches clawed at his skin as he sprinted through the trees, lungs burning. He didn't care about the path, he just needed out. Bursting into a clearing, he finally sees his car. Relief washes over him until he notices something strange. The windows were fogged, as if someone had been inside, and on the windshield, smeared in dirt, was a single word. SFX wind howls, distant whispering fades. "Run!" Alex floors it, speeding away, never looking back. But as he drives, his rearview mirror catches something, someone standing at the edge. He left the forest that night, but the feeling never left him. And the worst part, no missing campers were ever reported in that area because no one had ever been there. Some trails were never meant to be found.
Mia never believed in ghosts. Mirrors, however, had always unsettled her. She wasn't sure why. Maybe it was the way they forced you to confront yourself. Or maybe, deep down, she feared they reflected more than just reality. It started with something small. One night, while brushing her hair, she noticed her reflection wasn't perfectly in sync with her movements. It was just a fraction of a second off. A trick of the light, she told herself. Sleep deprivation. But then it happened again. One evening, as she turned away from the mirror, she caught something from the corner of her eye, her reflection, still standing there, watching. She snapped her head back, but everything was normal. Her heart pounded. She told herself she was imagining things. Until the night, it smiled at her. She hadn't been smiling. Paralyzed, she stared at her reflection, its lips curling into a grin far too wide, too unnatural. She backed away, refusing to blink. Then slowly, her reflection raised its hand and knocked on the other side of the glass. A soft, hollow tap, tap, tap. Mia ran. She covered the mirror with a sheet, shoved it into the attic, and tried to move on. But every night, she heard the knocking. And every morning, no matter how many times she removed it, the mirror was back on her wall. One day she couldn't take it anymore. She smashed it to pieces. Glass shattered across the floor. Relief flooded her. It was over. Or so she thought. That night, As she lay in bed, she felt a presence in the room, cold breath on her neck. Then, from the darkness, a whisper, "You broke my home. Now I'll live in yours." The next morning, her reflection was gone. But when she passed by any mirror, any shiny surface, she felt something watching, waiting. And when she finally dared to look, there was no reflection at all, just an empty space where she should have been.